Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out. We had a great crowd. That's the first thing. I want to thank Kansas State Nation for coming out. We had a phenomenal crowd, and so appreciative of the following that they give these guys. And it does not go unnoticed. We're so excited to see such a big turnout. Congratulations to Navy, Coach Niumatalolo. They had a great game plan, and they did a really good job. And I thought offensively they did some really good things with some different formations. And Malcolm Perry's a great player, as we all know. I thought we did a really nice job of slowing them down in the red zone and give them credit. They pulled out a couple trick plays at the right time, and they made those plays. And that's what the game's about, is making plays. And then I think their defense did a nice job of just keeping us out of rhythm a little bit. And it's a team game, and we're never ever going to point fingers at one side of the ball or the other. We all had opportunities to make plays. Defense had opportunities, special teams had opportunities, offense had opportunities. But my message to the guys was basically, thanks for laying the foundation for a new era of Kansas State football. And so pleased that I had the opportunity to coach those 27 seniors. They bought into the new voice in the front of the room. I told them we were going to challenge them. I told them we were going to love them, and told them we were going to believe in them. And we did all three of those things and poured our heart and soul into those guys, and they poured their heart and soul into us. And so I'm sad for the seniors as far as having to end the season on a loss, but appreciative of the foundation that they laid. And then for the underclassmen, I'm excited about the future we have. And these two guys are epitome of what Kansas State football is all about, and so excited for both those two guys to have another year, because I love them and they know I love them, and we're going to be back.
All right, thank you, Chris. First question right here. What did you get the mic?
Yeah, Coach, before the last trick play there, just how much consideration did you give to calling a timeout?
Well, we gave some consideration, but we were also hopeful that we could get a stop and conserve our timeouts, because it was under a minute to try to set up and get a field goal.
Coach, after the first drive, it seemed like there was a lot of frustration just offensively until the final drive. What were they doing that made the offense ineffective?
Well, they did a nice job of blitzing and then showing a blitz and getting out of a blitz when Skylar would check. They had a nice game plan. Let's give those guys credit. You're right. We had some opportunities early to make some plays, and we didn't make the plays. And that goes. Same thing on the other side of the ball. We had a couple times we could have tackled Malcolm Perry for a 4-yard gain, and he breaks it and gets 15. So that's guys having the ability to make plays, and so you give them credit.
For Chris, when a team runs the ball as effectively as Navy does, how much does it open things up for like the reverse or that halfback option at the last minute? And did that kind of catch y'all by surprise?
Well, it's difficult in general, because a lot of things are man principles, and part of that is sometimes you also have a pitch responsibility. The reverse, our guy's in man coverage, and he's got to chase it down from the other side, and they cut him off, and that's a really good call on the halfback pass. I didn't see the whole thing unfold, other than I saw him running free, and I don't even know what the call was. But once again, you just got to give those guys credit. They called it at the right time.
How much does everybody on the defense, their eyes having to stick on Malcolm Perry, kind of slow down the ability to react to a trick play or any kind of misdirection?
Absolutely. He's a great college player, and he makes them go. And we had assignment sound football. I'll be honest with you. I thought our defense played really well. And if you'd asked Ken if two of the plays they were going to score on would be trick plays or basically score on, I think he'd have been surprised too. But I'll tell you what, our guys played their tails off on defense, and that's a team that's putting up 50 on everybody, and we held them to 20 and gave up a couple of plays.
Coach, you all went and stood with Navy after the game. Was that something you'd planned kind of before the game and just want to show respect to them with?
We were showing respect for sure, and I'm glad we did that. What an honor it is for our team and for our staff and for our administration to play the Naval Academy. I was thrilled when the matchup came out. I know it was going to be a difficult one from a football side of things. Forget the football side of things. What an honor it was for me to coach against the Naval Academy. I have so much appreciation and respect for Coach Ken. He and I have been on some committees together. He's first class. He does things the right way. He's the epitome of what college football and college head coaches should be like. And so for us, it was just honoring the great tradition.
Elijah, first of all, have you really seen a quarterback like Malcolm Perry? And then second, there were a lot of times when you guys did hold him to not many yards. Given that, how frustrating was it that some of the big plays came when, you know, he kind of went from one side of the field to the other?
Yeah. I mean, first off, I mean, he's a great athlete, so you got to hats off to him. But, yeah, he's quick, fast. Like Coach said, he runs their whole offense. So, I mean, it was a couple plays that, you know what I'm saying, that were the turning point in the game, that like the reverse, him running that long run he got it towards the beginning of the game. But, yeah, like Coach said, man, he's the leader of their offense. Everything runs through them. So, I mean, hats off to him. So,
Chris, how pleased were you with Skylar's ability to be able to engineer that drive to be able to tie the game toward the end?
Yeah, it was a great drive, and we were able to get some rhythm, and we were able to pick up some of the pressure. They pressured us an awful lot, and so we were able to pick some things up, and I was pleased with Joaquin Gill made a couple of really nice plays on the drive, and we were able to get some rhythm, and so, you know, that score got us back to tied, and in reality, we probably shouldn't have been tied. They had really outplayed us in that second half, but lo and behold, we're in a tie game, and then they convert a couple of third downs and do a nice job.
And Skylar, I was just curious what kind of hunger this gives you entering your senior season with the second year in the offensive system.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm very fortunate to have the opportunity to come back for another year. You know, I wanted this one really bad, and our whole team did, and it's just unfortunate that the ball just didn't go our way today, you know, but that's part of it. And, you know, football, we get caught up in all the wins and losses all the time, but, you know, it's, at the end of the day, it's not what it's all about. And I'm thankful to have a head coach like Coach Klieman. It's been a tremendous year for me personally. I've grown a lot on and off the field with Coach Klieman, and I truly have felt personal growth, and that's a really good feeling. But at the same time, I'm a competitor. Our whole team is very competitive, and losing it's not fun. And it will light a spark in myself and this whole team. We got a lot of young guys that are going to come back and help us out next year. And you know, and a loss like this can really, you know, set us up, and you know, we'll be sitting in our stomach for the next 8 months. And you know, I'm gonna do my best to lead and to improve my leadership as much as I can, and improve my game as much as I can. And like I said, I'm very fortunate to have another year to come back and play this game for one more year. And I'm gonna give it everything I have. And I promise you that, you know, this time next year I will have no regrets, and I'm already looking forward to getting back to it.
Skylar, how hard was it just to get in an offensive rhythm against an opponent like that today?
You know, it was different, and they did have us out of rhythm, and it's hard. It was hard because, you know, they did a great job. Hats off to them. They had a good game plan for us. We knew they were a high pressure team. They did a good job of mixing up their looks, showing it from one way and coming from the other way, and playing some different looks behind it that you know, I wasn't really expecting. And you know, that just kind of got us off rhythm. We kind of missed some plays there the first drive. I missed a throw. We had a drop ball. I mean, there's some plays that we left out there. All of us did. You know, not pointing fingers at one single person at all. Like, it's a team effort, and we all could have made a play that could have made a difference in the game. But you know, it was just a matter of, you know, of time. I kept on telling my guys that, you know, it's just a matter of time. We're gonna get it clicking. We're gonna get it going. You know, we just got to keep believing and keep trusting one another. And on that drive, we scored a touchdown. That's exactly what happened. You know, had 2 back-to-back passing plays that were big chunks and got us in position. And you know, I felt like we had all the momentum on our side, and that if we got another opportunity at it, that we would have been good to go. I felt like our offense we got we were able to take a deep breath, like, oh, we can get it in the end zone, So, but yeah, it was a different flow of the game for sure, and it was challenging, but I knew that coming into the game, and it's kind of like what I expected, to be honest. But I think we had, what sticks out to me is we had one drive in the third quarter, I'm pretty sure, and had a snap, get snapped in the middle of checking the ball, and they're making some, just can't have like stuff like that happen, and it's frustrating, but at the same time, it's a good opportunity to grow, a lot of room for growth, and like I said earlier, have a spark lit inside of us for next year, and we'll be ready to go.
Time for two more. One here, and then we'll come to the end of the road.
Coach, you touched on this, but Malcolm Perry ends up running for 213, and yet it seems like you did a pretty good job on him. That's got to be amazingly frustrating.
Not really, because I thought we did a good job on him. I really did, and give him credit. He's a terrific football player, and people that have followed Navy have seen him do this to everybody. And we knew they were going to move the ball between the 20s, and we had to find a way to stop him in the red zone, and I thought we did a nice job of that.
One final one on the end of the road.
I actually have two, if that's okay, so I can make it like 2 for 1, if that's all right.
Okay, we'll let you this time.
And Coach, both of these are for you. Just first off, just how big was the play the special teams really keep you guys in the game between Phillip's return and Blake making his kick, and then obviously Devin with more great punting?
Yeah, we did a really nice job on special teams. We'd prepared really well. We thought we had an opportunity to make a play on the punt return, and we had to even have a nice kick return in there as well. Didn't capitalize, but special teams has been great for us all year long, and was excited for Devin to end his career with a really nice day, and Blake's been steady all year.
And then that was the other thing I was going to bring up was, the third quarter you guys get that great return from Malik and get to the 40-yard line. Just how costly was it not to be able to capitalize on that field position?
Absolutely, especially when the possessions and plays were so limited, and we needed to be able to capitalize and give those guys credit. They did a nice job.